Hello, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to click on the link for this week's video. This week, we'll be sharing about what's happening in student ministry. My name's Scott. I'm the youth pastor here if you haven't met me. I wanted to peel back the veil a little bit and show you what's going on with students and some of the goals that we have for this upcoming year. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is this idea of next gen ministry. You may have walked around the campus and seen stuff, this signage that says next gen nursery or next gen students or next gen children's. And the idea behind this is we didn't want to have uh, each ministry being working individually in a silo, but really that we were integrating them so that through a cohesive teaching strategy, what we work on with the preschoolers and the nursery kids is being setting the foundation for what the children's ministry will work on. And then what they work with in children's ministry is setting the foundation for what we work with in middle school, and then taking that and transferring it to high school. So, but that by the time a student graduates when they're 18, following the strategy, our goal is that they are able to understand how to pursue a relationship with God, that they are fully able to grow on their own. Also, that they understand their gifting or how they're wired so that they can begin to serve here at CDO and wherever God would call them and use their gifts to further His kingdom. And the third goal is that they're able to share their faith, that they understand and can articulate what the gospel of Christ is, and that they can, with boldness, share that with those in their circles around them, both here in Oro Valley and potentially wherever God would move them to benefit His kingdom. The next thing we're really focusing on here in the next year is we want to empower the students to grow in their faith and to develop the skills to serve so that they now can start serving and using how the gifts that God's given them to serve the church here, not that they would have to wait till they graduate from high school. So some of the ways that we do this, first we have a student leader team, and this student leader team meets once a month, and they go through discussions on what leadership is, looking at different examples through the Bible. But then we peel back the layers, and they really have a say in how student ministry here is run. They tell us if something's working, if something's not working. We take their ideas and put them into practice so that they have ownership of the ministry, and it's just not the adult leaders running it. Another thing that we do is we have a student-led Sundays or student-led youth group. And the students work with me and take on various aspects of the program for that day, and they run it. So from behind the scenes, I'll guide them and help them. But when it comes to the actual night, they'll be in charge of such things as picking the game and running the announcements and setting up the technology that is required to run the announcements. And in fact, they're actually doing the teaching. We'll sit down with whoever volunteered for that, and we'll go through the passages that they're going to be teaching on, and we discuss it and talk about teaching strategies, how to present it. And it's always cool to see a student get to teach, because you know that they're getting it so much more than if they'd just been sitting there in the seats. But when you go through the process of developing the lesson, it just impacts you so much more, and just the confidence of knowing that once they've done this, they can actually get up and do it again and get up in front of their peers and be able to lead a small group or a Bible study. A new addition that we started here in September is the student praise band. The idea behind this was we want to build student musicians that will be able to eventually be able to lead worship here at CDO, building a pipeline. So JB Allen has taken on this task, and he's working with the students diligently to start developing their musical skills. Some of them are coming in with some musical skills, some are coming in with very ground level, but JB's taken them and he's working with them to get them to the point so that they can grow and not only just be musicians, but truly to understand what it means to lead worship, to take people before the throne of God. Another thing that we're really excited about is the new student ministry spaces that should be opening up here very soon. You can see that standing there behind the pulpit that Pastor Steve preaches from is kind of taking out the view for a little bit. But that's the student building. And inside the student ministry spaces, we'll have a space for the high school and a space for the middle school. And we'll be utilizing the latest in technology to reach students. And also attached to this will be an office complex on the eastern end of the building, where small groups will meet and where students will have my office will be. And we're excited about this building, but we're really excited about the tool that it is. That it's a bigger space for us to meet, and it just gives us more opportunities and different ways to reach out to for the students to reach out to their friends. One of the ways that we're really trying to do this is what we're calling a one night. So the piggybacks off the idea of the Bring One Sundays that we've been doing here at CDO for a couple years. And on these nights, we just had one at the beginning of November with the high school. The idea is that the students have one friend that they're really reaching out to, that they want to invite to church. And we set the program up that night so it'll be a great experience for the students coming, for the students who bring their friends too. And it was kind of cool to see with this last one, the first one that we really tried this focus on. The students were able to bring about 30% people who had never been to church before. So we were thrilled with that, and that's something that we'll continue to do as we go forward. And this new ministry space, the new student center, that when that opens up, it was just a great addition to a tool for us, allow us to do that. That's just a few things that we're up to. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them for you. Thanks for tuning in this week.